You're taking me to an old story. I actually didn't listen to my clip all the way through, one of my recordings, so maybe I talked about it, but they wanted me to hear the first part. It was about becoming a sad story, how it's like everybody has to do their own work. Everybody has to be their own savior. Everybody has to love themselves. They have to love their life. They have to live their life. They have to make the choices for themselves, for their life, for themselves. And we're just not doing that, right? We're getting caught up in the illusion and those outside of ourselves and the identities we put on ourselves and what we think we should do because other people told us that was how we were supposed to behave, and we programmed ourselves in such a manner and But this is what happens. So they were showing, this happens in every single dynamic, but let's just take one, like a romantic, like say a husband and a wife, and one of them is down and out and can't get up. And the thing is, I could untangle that knot for years. And that's their work to do. That's each of our own work to do. We all have to untangle our own knots. Everybody has so many of them. That's why it's a skill you want to learn for yourself. Nobody can be with you 24/7, and nobody has been with you 24/7 except for you. So only you, only you know your intentions, only you know your why, only you know your truth. And you are likely lying to yourself because you are also hiding behind that identity that you don't want to believe you would ever think or behave or do such a thing. Well, get over yourself, because you can't get to yourself if you keep holding yourself from that truth. And so this is everybody's work to do, right? Oh, goodness. So let's one of them's down and out. The other one wants to be the hero. The other one wants to stick around. They want to stick it through the tough times. They want to help them up and out. They want to, all these things. And it's like, well, there could be a billion things there, right? Like maybe you two aren't meant to be together, right? Like there are a million things there. But this is why hurt people, where if you're looking at it that way, that you're supposed to be the savior, you're supposed to be the hero, they can't get up and out, they're too depressed, they're too sad, they don't want to do anything. And you think, well, maybe you'll convince them, maybe they'll love you enough to get up and out of it. Maybe you can make them happy. Oh boy, now you're tangling up your mind, your confusion, your delusion, right? And then when it doesn't work, because you can't do that work for anybody, they have to do it for themselves. But so when it doesn't work, because it won't, because it can't, they have to do it for themselves. So they can fake it, but it's a fake if they do it, right? So let's all get that clear. When they can't, when they don't, what do? Then you mishinge. Then you say you're not good enough. You're not worthy. You're whatever. Oh boy. Now we're adding more lies, more confusion. Now you're getting hurt because somebody's hurt, right? Like we are a disaster. We're a disaster with all this stuff. We're just tangling up cobwebs all over the place because this is what we do as humans. We're so confused and so topsy-turvy on thinking that anything and anyone outside ourselves is coming to save us, will save us, can save us, should save us. Shut the fuck up. Go within. Figure out what your truths are. Untangle all your knots. You have so many lies piled on top of lies, piled on top of lies. It is cobwebs up in there. It is just a disaster filled with traps and nightmares and all this stuff. And it's like, oh my goodness gracious, right? Nobody could clean up all those messes. We have to do it for ourselves. We have to keep going because you're going to fall into some cobwebs. You're going to clear out other cobwebs that needed to stay, that weren't ready yet. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But we don't have to make it so difficult on ourselves if we stay aligned with ourselves. Yet, how do I say what they're showing? It's kind of like if we mind our own business. But that's not what they want me to say. But it's along those lines where it's like, I guess in this example, you can see it clearer where it's like if everybody just minded their own business, like if the one partner just stayed aligned and happy and in their truth and wasn't trying to pull the other one up, wasn't trying to whatever, then they wouldn't get tripped up in the mess. They're getting tripped up in the mess because then they're believing that one, they're the savior, they're the hero, they're the good guy, they're the ones who can fix it. So that's automatically seeing them as broken, as something wrong, as incapable, as needing something when they didn't ask for it, all these things. And then they're hurting themselves further by saying, oh, I failed. I couldn't do it. I couldn't lift them up. I couldn't pick them up. I couldn't, whatever. It was me. It was me. And it's like, oh my God, right? Like, who's worse? So now you're both injured, and then you guys will feed into that injury. You'll feed into that injury by continually piling on more lies, more confusion, more delusion, more, well, I did this, well, she said that, well, he did this, and I said that, blah, 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 blah. Everybody get back in your own home, get in your own mind, get in your own alignment, stand in your own truth. See everybody as whole and capable and competent and making the choices they're making because they are. See them as choosing what they're choosing because they are. And they have to figure it out. Do they like it or not? They may like it. And you might finally decide, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like that. I love you. I see you're choosing that path. I'm choosing this path. We have to be able to do that for our sake. And the truth is as much as in this example it might sound mean, it is the kindest thing to do for all. When you're able to stand in your truth, you are serving all, even when it hurts. The truth burns sometimes, but that burning is burning away lies. It's burning away falsehoods. It's burning away the illusion, confusion, and delusion. And yes, it can burn at times because we were holding on to that illusion for dear life and we didn't know we were. We didn't understand we were because we couldn't see. We could not see. So, what was the original thing they took me to? I don't know. Oh, they had me listen to one of my old clips. Yeah, I guess they wanted me to hear how, like, the one person who was, quote, trying to help or thought they were the good guy, they were already in the wrong for doing such, right? It's like, and it's not easy, right? Like, there's no easy straight line here because people do have their book of excuses and they want to focus on what they've done or why they've stayed so long or because then they're excusing why they've hurt themselves. It's like not taking their own accountability or swallowing their own pill or their own medicine. And you can spend a lifetime then living in that space, right? And it's like, no, none of that's necessary. What's necessary is that you love yourself. What's necessary is you get back in alignment with yourself. What's necessary is you understand what the hell that means. And if you don't, you figure it out for yourself, right? To love yourself, to figure out what that means, how that feels, what the truth that is, how you want your life to look and feel, what kind of depth do you want with yourself? What kind of connection do you want with yourself? Do you have your own back, is what I'm saying? Are you in alignment with you? Are you in connection with your higher self and in turn unconditional love? Can you rise that high? Or do you have somebody else's back while turning your back on yourself? That's what's happening more often than not, and people don't recognize they're doing it. We don't. It's very easy not to recognize we're doing it. It's very easy to not recognize it. It really is. We live in a world that's set up for you not to recognize it. We've lived in a world where we have believed you have to be everybody's savior. You have to be the martyr, be the good guy, put on that identity. And a lot of people, it does not fit. And so when they put on the fake mask of nice guy, they're really the monsters you should be scared of. They're the ones who are causing more damage, right? Because it's fake. So then there's seething and anger going underneath there, but they're just putting on that mask to fall in line. Okay, we're going to go on and on and on. I'm jumping off. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.